Just picture it for a second. The final whistle blows, the sound from the crowd is absolutely deafening, and gold and silver confetti is just raining down from the sky. You are a champion. For quarterback Sam Darnold, after 8 incredibly long, turbulent seasons, this dream, this thing that seemed impossible, was finally real.
I mean, what a turnaround. Because just 2 years before this, he was that guy at the small table during Super Bowl Media Week, the backup quarterback, almost an afterthought. And now he's the one hoisting the trophy. This isn't just some comeback story. It's honestly one of the most remarkable redemption arcs the NFL has seen in years. So, the big question is, how did the NFL's forgotten man actually get here? His journey, well, it's way more than just a comeback. It's a masterclass in what it means to be resilient. It's a story that was literally built on failure, on patience, and on the long, hard road to redemption. To really get this victory, we have to go all the way back to the beginning, right back to the chaos. There's this cruel irony in the NFL draft. The most promising quarterbacks, the guys with all the talent, they almost always get sent to the most broken teams. And Sam Darnold, he was the poster child for this. From day one, he had the entire weight of New York on his shoulders. He was supposed to be the savior of the franchise, but the foundation he was standing on, well, let's just say it was anything but solid. I mean, think about this for a second. 4 different head coaches in just his first 5 seasons. How is any young quarterback supposed to build a foundation like that? It's really no surprise that this instability led to some pretty infamous on-field moments, like that seeing ghosts game, and eventually to him getting unceremoniously dumped and traded away. And the results of all that chaos on the field? It comes down to this number, 55. 55 interceptions. And that's more than just a statistic, It basically became his identity. The narrative was set in stone. Sam Darnold, the can't-miss prospect, was a bust. You don't even have to take my word for it. This quote from his own offensive line coach during his rookie year, it says it all. He wasn't just struggling by himself, he was part of a culture that, as his own coach put it, was figuring out how to lose. So how in the world do you come back from being labeled a bust? For Darnold, the answer wasn't to chase another huge contract or demand a starting job. No, it was to do the complete opposite, to actually take a step back and rebuild his entire foundation from the ground up. He came to this huge fork in the road in his career. Down one path, there was more money and a shot to start right away, the route pretty much any other former top pick would take. And the other path, a massive pay cut to be a backup for the 49ers, he chose that second path, betting on himself by enrolling in what one source called the Harvard of quarterback schools under coach Kyle Shanahan.
When the 49ers were trying to sign him, their quarterback's coach, Brian Griese, asked him a tough question. He asked him how he saw himself after all the tough times. And his answer? I like who I am. Griese said that response, right there, sealed the deal. It showed him that even after that brutal start to his career, his self-belief was totally intact. And this, right here, this gets to the absolute core of his story, resilience. His private coach, Jordan Palmer, put it perfectly. He said that true toughness in the NFL isn't just about taking a physical hit. It's about surviving years and years of mental and emotional battering. And by that measure, Palmer says, Sam Darnold is one of the toughest quarterbacks he's ever seen. So in San Francisco, the mission was pretty simple. The 49ers system was designed to give him that solid ground he'd never had, to get rid of the doubt and hesitation that had plagued his reads on the field. They wanted to eliminate what they called the death sentence for quarterbacks, uncertainty. That one redshirt year in San Francisco, it laid the groundwork for everything that came next. He wasn't just learning a new playbook, he was rebuilding his confidence brick by brick and getting ready for the real road to redemption. And let me tell you, his road from that point was anything but a straight line. He went from the chaos in New York to these little glimmers of hope in Carolina to that big foundational reset in San Francisco. Then came his breakout season in Minnesota, which was what paved the way for that final championship run in Seattle. It was a long, winding path to get to the top. So what was the result of that reset year? Well, he landed in Minnesota and did this. He won 14 games and led the Vikings to the playoffs. This wasn't just a good season, it was statistical proof that the whole rebuild had actually worked. He was a completely different quarterback. But even then, the journey wasn't over. After losing the last couple of games of the season, the Vikings let him walk. And that old narrative started to creep back in. Yeah, but can you win the big one? That trust, it still wasn't fully there from the league.
But this final chapter, this wasn't about proving the haters wrong. It was about proving the few people who still believed in him right. And in Seattle, he finally found an entire organization that believed. In Seattle, he found the two things he always said a young quarterback needs most: consistency and trust. The GM traded for him because he believed. His teammates became his most vocal defenders. I mean, his receiver, Cooper Kupp, was wearing custom I Love Sam Darnold shirts. He even started this new pre-game ritual, studying with his fellow QBs over bowls of pho, just building that chemistry and trust. And this quote from linebacker Ernest Jones, it just captures that fierce loyalty perfectly. When Darnold had a bad game, Jones went to the podium and flat out refused to let the blame fall on his quarterback. That is the kind of support he had never, ever had before.
And with that foundation of trust, it all led to this moment. Super Bowl 60. Under the brightest lights imaginable, he dodged pressure, he made clutch plays, and he confidently led his team to a commanding 29-13 victory. Sam Darnold, the bust, the journeyman, was finally a Super Bowl champion.
But you know, for those who saw his rebuild up close, this victory wasn't some big surprise. A source from the 49ers, someone who watched him grind in practice every day, believes this isn't just a fluke happy ending. They see it as the start of a pattern, the beginning of a dynasty. And so, Darnold's incredible journey leaves us with this one thought. It's a reminder that development isn't always a straight line. In a league that is so quick to label players as busts, his story really forces us to ask, whose potential have we given up on just a little too soon?